Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. Today we're going to play in the leather-bound journal. And this journal is already a pre-made journal that I ordered off of Amazon. You guys have probably seen them if you look at stuff like that. And it's kind of cool because it has the roughly pages, and there's 5 signatures, which is a lot. I don't ever do 5 just because I don't want to sew those all in. But there actually aren't that many pages because this paper is a very thick paper. I have removed a few pages and I may have to remove more just depending on how thick it gets, because I would like to use this closure that's already on it. If it gets too thick, then I'll probably have to replace it with something else, but we will deal with that problem when we get there. This is the first time I've done one of these, so this is all an experiment for me as well. So I'm just doing this with you guys. So just to catch everybody up, if you haven't been watching, I did this in the 50 stack challenge. It is a paper bag that was all crumpled up, and I just turned it into a nice little flip on the first page with some pockets. So the pockets, the ladies are this is a lady, but the journaling cards that go inside of those pockets come out. And then there's the pocket here with one of the tags from, I also have the add-on. So this kit is called Autumn, and this is the add-on, Autumn add-on that I made to go with it. And then I'm using some of my wildflowers as well. So yeah, just fun little bits. And then these are die cuts. Well, they're laser cuts that I have in my Etsy shop. This top leaf is just a punch that I have. So anyhow, and then this is just a pocket I made on my own without you guys, but I just tore a piece of the kit page, backed it with some brown packing paper, inked it all up, tore it just to make a fun pocket there. And then this is one of the journaling cards that's in, I think this one's in the add-on. No, this is in the other original Autumn kit. And then put Thoughts That Whisper to My Heart there. I liked that. And this is a page I have out of an old, it's kind of like a magazine, but it's got these pages that are almost like newspaper. So anyway, I probably will back this, even though I love the back too. But I want it to fold out, and then you can see this Sioux Chief here, which I just thought was very cool. So that'll be there. But what we're going to work on, I think today, we might work on that a little bit too. But first I want to do this envelope using this image. And I got that out of National Geographic, and I just loved it. I just think it's just so cool with all the feathers. It's beautiful. So anyway, I'm using that. And then I have this envelope. I just put a piece of the kit page on here because I was trying to figure out what would work. I just want, you know, see a little something over there, and then I'll finish decorating it. But that's what we're going to work on. And this one will hook to the page and flip out like this. So we'll need to cover the back to, you know, cover up that opening there. So anyway, that's what we're going to work on. So how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all fantastic. I want to say hi and hugs to Sheila, Teresa, and Gail. Thank you so much for your kind comments. Thank you for watching my channel regularly. I really appreciate all of you. Welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to those of you who have followed me for a long time, short time, whatever the case may be. I really appreciate all of you. And I would love it if you could all comment, like, subscribe, do whatever, because any kind of activity on the channel helps my channel. So I really appreciate that very much if you could do that. So this is very shiny, which bothers me. So I think what I might do is use some acrylic matte gel, which is matte medium, however you want to say it. A lot of people use it to prep canvases, or you can use it like Mod Podge. So yeah, there's a lot of art type things that you can do with that. but I'm going to use it kind of to knock back the shine on that. This is some handmade paper that my aunt made. I think I'm just going to grab a piece of it to put on that spot. She put like sewing thread in it. It's very cool. So I do like it. That was a Christmas gift. It's a little bit thick is the only thing I'm a little concerned with, but I think it'll be all right. And so this envelope is a pocket, obviously. It will be a pocket. I think I'll just put that on. I might go ahead and use the matte medium just to get it on there. But you don't have to use matte medium. You can obviously use, like I said, Mod Podge. I think they also have a matte one of those, if you prefer to use that. Like I said, I just want to take that shine down a little bit. Oh, and if you see this over here, I don't know if you can see it when I have my stuff over it, but 1-800-SAD-DESIGN, that is my daughter's podcast. The first one will be up on Patreon on Thursday or on Spotify Friday. So anyway, if you're interested, but she just finished going to school for graphic design, and so her and a friend that were in the program together have started 1-800-SAD-DESIGN, and what it is sort of meant to be is like a place for other designers to, you know, talk about any struggles they're having, or, you know, try to bat ideas around together, and, you know, all those type of things. So it's just meant as a kind of fun space to brainstorm kind of with each other. So that is what it is. But I wanted to mention it. Now, it may have nothing that you guys are interested in. Just because, you know, if you're not into graphic design and all that, but I just wanted to mention it. You know, the proud mom and all. I gotta take that piece out because it's not wanting to glue down. It's a little too thick. So I'm just gonna put that there like that. It almost looks like cowhide or something, which is, I know, a little bit weird, but anyway, I might bring this down just a little bit more. And I wrapped it around because I just think it's so cool, even though I'll probably end up cutting a lot of that off. So yeah, she's had fun kind of all summer planning and prepping for this podcast, and yeah. She's like, I didn't get a job yet in graphic design, so I made myself a job. It's like, yeah, you have, because she really has spent all summer. I mean, she's been working too at the restaurant, but she has, yeah, given herself a job because it took up a lot of time. So that was good. I think I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm trying to think how I want to do this. This is going to get attached, so there's really not a necessity for all of this to be here. I am going to just glue it around just so it'll be on there well, but I don't need all of it like that because you're not going to see it. So it's always the logistics of what to start with, where to start, how to get it to work best, you know. So yeah, they called it sad design just because sometimes, you know, you're trying to, any ideas or things are like that when you're just starting something. Oftentimes you can think, oh, it looks horrible. What do I need to do to it, right? So it's along that line. And they have had their struggles along the way with projects at school and all that. And sometimes you just need some validation. you know. I mean, I think that's true for anything. You can think this really isn't working, and then you show it to somebody and they're like, oh, I think it looks great. Or yeah, maybe you could tweak this a little bit, or whatever the case is. And that is really nice to have. That's what I do with Carol Laws. She's my sounding board when I'm creating digitals. So I bounce things off of her, like, what do you think about this? Or what else does it need? Or, you know, whatever the thing is. We all need that. So now I'm going to put a coat over the top too. I'm going to try not to get a whole bunch on this because that is printed on a printer. So the ink can come off. And I don't really want that to happen. Yeah, I love this image. I found it in a National Geographic magazine, and I was just like, oh, I don't know what I need this for, but I need it. And then, see, it always works out. Because this was, oh my goodness, it's probably been 2 years since I pulled this image out of the National Geographic magazine. I mean, I do a lot of collage, and I was doing the Marguerite Miller collage challenge, and so I was always looking for, you know, images that I might end up using. And I didn't use it for that, but I do like it. It's very pretty. All those feathers, it's just amazing. Just lightly go over that just so it kind of matches. I was asked what matte medium is for. It is, like I said, to prep a canvas is, I think, its original use. Because if you don't prep a canvas, a lot of times they're already prepped in the stores now. But if you don't prep it, a lot of the paint is just going to soak into the canvas. And so by putting this matte gel or, you know, something like that over the canvas and then letting it dry, it just gets your canvas ready to kind of accept the paint and not just suck it all up. So that was the original thing, but it works fantastic as a glue or whatever for collage, decoupage, whatever, all those things. So, all right, that's gonna have to dry. So maybe we will play with the other one to get that in the book nicely. I don't want glue on this. So yeah, this isn't really like any specific type of video today. It's just more of a, you know, doing stuff in this journal. So now covering this, because it's so thin and fragile. Otherwise, I don't think I would cover it because like I said, I really like it. I love all that, but I'm just really worried that it's going to end up getting torn because it's very fragile. So I'm trying to decide. If you pull it out that way, it would actually be better to be like this, I think. What did I do with my Terra ruler? Oh, I buried it like I do so well. I'm going to tear a little off of each side just to give me that kind of rough edge. And I think I will cover the entire thing because this is super fragile too, obviously. It's like the thinnest newsprint paper you could imagine is really what it feels like. So I don't want it to have a problem. So what have you guys been up to? Anything exciting? I can't believe that it's already September. I feel like I'm in a weird, like, time race or something. Like, I cannot get caught up. I need to start thinking of Christmas journals and digitals, and I cannot seem to get myself motivated in that direction whatsoever. I do struggle with that anyway, only because it's not that I don't like Christmas. I get overwhelmed. So I sort of, you know, and then I procrastinate about it. So that really helps with the overwhelmed part. I don't know. It's just a lot. I would actually love it if we could just take a year or two off. I know that sounds very Scrooge-ish, but I really kind of do, because yeah, I think it would be a lot more fun. It'd be more like it was when you were a kid, you know, and you couldn't wait, and so exciting. I feel like it comes and goes so fast now that I struggle getting into it. And then there's always just, you know, who can make it and who can't, and I don't know. It's just, I think it used to be simpler when people maybe lived closer, family, you know, lived closer to each other and did all, you know, you cook this and I'll cook that and whatever. I don't know. I just feel like it's gotten so out of control. But that's just me. Easily overwhelmed, so. I'll just trim it wherever it's hanging over, because I'm not going to peel it off again. This paper won't make it. And I know that defeats my tearing it thing, but oh well. I did go for a nice walk. It's cooled down quite a bit here, compared to what it was anyway. And yeah, it's getting that nice crispness in the air in the morning and evening, and so it just feels wonderful to go for a walk in that. And we have finally blue skies again instead of smoky, disgusting skies. I mean, we still have fires, but some of the smoke is staying at bay more. Luckily for the firefighters, the cooling always helps. If we get a little bit more rain, we would be styling. Which always feels so bad for those guys, but especially by this point in the fire season, because it has got to just be completely exhausting. All right, so I'm going to just fold this back over, even though I should wait until it's dry, but And unfortunately, the little saying, or, you know, saying a Sioux chief there is going to get covered, but it's just the way it goes sometimes when you use these old images. See, it's cracking just folding it like that. But I do love that. It's so cool. Very cool image. Love it. Yeah, I think this will be fun as long as I don't get it too fat. I am a little worried about that. So, just trying to figure out how many. I think I need to go this end a little bit more. So I think it might be better. Oh, that's right. It kind of needs to fold this way. I forgot. So maybe you will see it after all. That's the last page. I just want to make sure when you fold it out, obviously you see the whole thing. So I kind of want it, maybe I'll turn it this way. And then it will fold out. And then I'll probably put one of those paper strips to have a tuck. That would probably be a good way to do that. I mean, I hate to cover that, but if I can find one of the wide ones. Is this the white, one of the widest? That will be a very little tuck. Well, I'm going to hook that on first, just to make sure that it hopefully gets covered well. Sorry if you can hear my stomach. I don't know. It's being crazy. I just ate lunch, and for some reason, it's just making a racket. Last night, my daughter came over, and we had chicken pot pie. It was tasted so good. You know how the first time you make one of the more cool weather meals, it just is like fabulous. Yeah, it just tasted really good. I mean, it did warm up pretty good yesterday, but much cooler still than what it had been before. It was lovely. Pretty much worked the whole time she was here, prepping stuff for the podcast. But we still got to obviously chat at her and stuff while she was doing that. She likes to come over about once a week still and have dinner and chat. Theron's a little more on the independent side, but he always has been, so he just comes now and again, just fine. As long as he's going to school, I'm happy. I'm doing good. All right, I think that will work. I'm gonna rough it up just a little bit because that edge is, you know, it's rough along there. isn't going to be a very big tuck, but you could still tuck a tag or something in there, and it would be fine. This is that collage paper, if you don't know, that I made last week. And then cut it into strips just for stuff like this. I will ink this a little bit around the edge. I knocked away her 1-800 sad design. I added just a tiniest bit of water to this bottle of art glitter glue, and it's already made it better as far as the clogging situation. I mean, I'm sure it'll still clog, but it seems a bit better, which is nice. Okay, this is going to be the tricky part right here because of these ruffly edges. It's sort of hard to tell which page you're, and I'm not going to worry a whole lot if it's a little bit inside the lines, basically, where I normally wouldn't want it like that. But you kind of have to because of the ruffly edge. That seems straight. No, it does not. This could be crooked too, is the other issue. Okay, so that's going to be a very small little tuck, but I'll show you. I'll just cut one of these out real quick. I do like this kit a lot. Beautiful. My daughter's excited because she's going to get to go play as an alumni with the band at their homecoming, so that'll be cool. She's gonna miss it. It's one of her most favorites things. So see, it'll just be a little tuck, but I think that'll work well. It's just that is just such a cool image of that chief. So I like that. I'm just gonna let that sit there for now, and I'm sure I'll, you know, maybe make something to go in there, but all right, this is just about dry. We need to figure out how we're going to do the back. This flap is going to be the flap that attaches everything, much like what we just did. Trying to think of things that might keep it a little more flat, you know, just because of the binding and all. Have to think about it since it's already all sewn in. It's not like I can change it, so. What do I want to put on the back? I like that piece we just used, but I don't have none of those printed. We could also, well, this would work. This was just from the Haunted kit. Or it might have been the add-on or the photos. I'm so sorry, you guys. I kind of stink at that because I end up creating all those kits at the same time, and then it just, all meshes into one. But it'll be in the description box. All the kits I use will be in the description box. But this is a nice sort of plain paper to go with this, I feel like. Good backing paper. This little felt end is working pretty good, I feel like. I'm just tired of buying those sponges. I feel like I go through one a week practically. Maybe not that much, but too many, too fast. Okay, so the thing you got to think about with this is, once again, we have this opening that we don't want to block. So you got to just run your glue along that edge right there. I am going to put some glue stick on there and try to make myself remember. I'm going to put a little mark. So if it's here, about right there is where we need to make sure we stop with the glue stick. Because I am notorious for gluing over that. And then if you glue along this edge, and we'll get this too, just so it's not bumping into everything. And then we'll go along this edge. Oh, I didn't really want to glue the top of that. Because otherwise the pocket will be short over there. It's all the order of things, you know, when you're doing this. Okay. Put my little scraper do-off. It's okay, obviously, if it glues along the edge there. You want it to do that, or it'll just be opened again. Let's see. Gotta let it dry all the way, Amy. All right, so that will get glued down, and it'll be like this. But then we still have this with stickiness on it. So we want to cover that with something. Could use another piece of that, but it's not wide enough. So I think I might just use some of the kit page. We'll make this a little bit bigger pocket than our last one. So it'll attach on there and give us a little bit more of a lip. Is that going to be too much? No, that'll be fine. It doesn't need to go all the way to the back of that. And then it only needs to be as long as this, I think, is what I'm going to do. You could make it as long as the page, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and make it as long as this is. I think I want that edge torn too. Maybe. Where's my cutter? When you put a fold in it and you're struggling, use the cutter. That's the decal edge trimmer. I do like that thing and I forget to use it. I did forget to do this, but it'll be short. So this will be double thickness because it'll be folded right there. And we'll just glue it. A lot of these ideas I get from Carol Laws. I know that I do it different than she does, but a lot of that. She does the coolest stuff with just the kit pages. It's like, I didn't even think of that. I always think I have to have something, you know, like an envelope or something. I love the way she just makes things out of the paper. So this isn't beautiful on the back, but it doesn't matter because it's going to get glued down. So you're not even going to see that. So that's what you'll see. And we need to put maybe a thumb notch here somewhere. If I could stop shaking for a millisecond. Yeah, I like that. And then we kind of need one here too. And I don't know about a tag yet. I haven't thought that far ahead. That's as far as I got. That'll just go down in there. I don't know. That's not completely centered, but this part is glued closed over there, so I'm not going to worry about that. All right, I think I'm going to go to the second signature because I just want to, I can always come back and add things if I want to. I just don't want to make it too thick. So if it hooks on. I kind of don't want them on lined pages, but I think I'm going to have to with this one because of the direction that I did it in. Okay, so this is going to be the same thing, just gluing the 3 sides. Here I said, this is doing so much better, but I left the pin out, to be fair, so that's my own fault. Okay. I just love that image, and I really love it now that I took down the shine. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's nice and flat now. It's not shiny at all. And I love that. Turned out good. And what do we want to put in there for now? Ooh, I like this. Put that in there. Oh, I like him too. Maybe, let's put that one. That big tag's kind of cool. This one's in the original autumn kit. My day is flying by. I just heard my clock going to the next hour. It plays a song, and I don't think you guys can hear it. But it just, you know, tells me that my day is going. Oh, that's kind of cool, huh? I like that very much. And then I kind of like this. Bidding farewell to the warm, merry day. I think I'm going to put that on there. And these are just Tim Holtz sayings. I don't know which one it is. It's not the snarky one. I don't know where I put it, but anyway, they're Tim Holtz. Love that. All right, and then let's see if we can find a few leaves. I have a mess. I just started this journal and I already have a disaster going. I'm sure everyone is super shocked by that. That's too close to the same color. But I need to cut more of these. I don't have enough of them cut in enough of the colors. I'll do something like that. Could, you know, I don't have to hold them together, but for some reason I'm feeling the need to do that. Oh, I got glue all over the front. You could use the matte medium to put these kind of things down too. So I'll just, whatever you like to use. All right, that is what I have for today. So we have this little flip. I don't know what I'm going to put in there yet. I'll figure that out. He's going to go there. That handsome man. And then our chief here. I might do a bigger card for there, but I do like that. All right, so that is what I have. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will chat with you soon. Love ya. Bye.